Hello, I'm Kelly Mantle. Hello, I'm Kelly Mantle. Hello, I'm Kelly Mantle. And this is the Kelly Mantle Show. Won't you come inside the Kelly Mantle Studio? Do you know I never know where I am, but I always end up where I'm supposed to be? Isn't that ironic? The other day, I was having brunch with Alanis Morissette at a vegetarian restaurant that didn't serve alcohol, so I brought my own. And after waiting in the lobby for 37 minutes only to realize it was self-seating, I realized that Alanis was already there. As I walked up to the table and I wiped the leaves and branches out of the green Tupperware chair, Alanis looked up at me and immediately said, "Kelly, how about getting off of these antibiotics?" And I said, "Oh, Alanis, it doesn't matter. Nothing really matters anymore, anyway." And as I sat down in the green Tupperware chair and nestled my kitten heels into the dirt and wiped the dried up syrup off the menu, Alanis looked at me and she said, "Kelly, actually, nothing really matters." And I said, "Oh, when you put it like that, it has a whole new meaning." And she said, "Exactly. Isn't it ironic?" And I said, "Don't you think?" And she said, "A little too ironic." And I said, "Yeah, I really do think." And then we leaned in to kiss, cheek to cheek. And as our cheeks were parting, a little piece of Brussels sprouts got caught on our chin. And Alanis laughed, and I vomited. Here at the Kelly Mantle Show, we love practicing the art of nothingness, because nothing can be everything, especially when everything is here in the moment. And here we are together, in this moment, from a distance. Welcome to the Kelly Mantle Show. Won't you come inside the Kelly Mantle Studio? Today's guest is a trailblazing, bulldozing Broadway box office star, baby. She's got a lot of talent and true grit underneath that razzle-dazzle. She's following in the footsteps of fellow brassy Broadway babes like Tallulah Bankhead, Elaine Stritch, Countess Luann. She's been casting spells on casting directors and delivering spellbinding performances worldwide. She's a dame with a dream. She's the queen of all queens. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Kelly Mantle Studio with Jinkx Monsoon.
That was incredible. Thank you for the introduction.
Honey, you only deserve the best. My God, thank you so much for being here and gracing us in the studio. You are living the dream, Mama Say, Mama Sama, Makusa. Tell me, I want to jump right into it. Tell me what life for Jinkx Monsoon is like right now.
It's pretty regimented, actually. I mean, I say that, and then I also think about how much time I sit around doing fuck all. But it's kind of regimented because, you know,
it's a lot.
It's a lot to do, and I always want to do everything.
So when you were younger and you envisioned yourself as an actress on Broadway, I'm assuming you would envision yourself in female roles, and you thought of yourself as a female playing these female roles, not necessarily like I'm going to go play those from a drag perspective.
One thing I've known about myself, like I have always known I was queer. I have always known I was trans, and I have always known that I was an actress.
Exactly.
And it's a very lucky thing in my life that I've known that my whole life, because I could have wasted a lot of time trying to figure that out, right?
Yeah. Exactly that.
What I really, really love of where drag is going right now is that because we have built these avenues and arenas and areas where we all get to show off our talents, we're being welcomed into these spaces for the first time ever, like equals.
Absolutely.
And it's not like Universal, and it's not like all perfect all of a sudden. But to even be a drag queen on Broadway, but no one brings it up to me like and makes it any kind of thing.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Like they just treat me like I'm an actor in a cast, and I freaking love that.
Absolutely,
right?
as it should be. Everything's coming up, Roden. Everything's coming up, Jinkx Monsoon. All right, so listen, I want to ask you. I'm going to get to asking you what your dream role is. But before you answer, I want to tell you what some of my dream roles for Jinkx Monsoon are.
Thank you.
And you let me know if any of them are on your list. Okay, first of all, Martha from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would love to see you do a non-musical, and I think that is such a great role. But you know what? I'm going to push you down the stairs because that's my dream role.
Well, so, you want to be my cover? I'll put it in the contract. You could be the Joanne Worley to my Carol Channing.
Perfect. Wonderful. I would love to see you chew that roll up. How about Medea? Bitch, the witchery you could bring to Medea.
The Greek I thought you meant like Tyler Perry.
No,
I was like,
not that Medea. The Greek
so
Medea.
Anyone who doesn't know,
yes, and I also see you in Dreamgirls.
Medea, was an ancient Greek witch related to Circe, and
she is a fierce lady, honey.
She's basically, Beyonce's album Lemonade.
Very
Medea.
Very Median. That is so
Lemonade
on point.
Wishes.
That is so on point. If you don't know it, Google it. Love to see her play it. Okay, hear me out on this one. Nurse Ratched opposite Machine Gun Kelly in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the musical. Is it sold?
I was about to say, can Machine Gun Kelly sing?
He can, actually.
Yeah, Nurse Ratched, hell yeah.
Oh my God, I totally see Nurse Ratched. Okay, and then of course I would love to see you do some Noel Coward.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. And Doris Mann, Shirley MacLaine's role in Postcards from the Edge.
Oh my God.
You would be amazing in that.
Who would be Meryl?
Me.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, but wait, I wouldn't. Yeah. We would make it work. And Into the Woods. Those are my dream roles for Jinkx Monsoon. Into the Woods
is a dream role for me.
There are giants in the sky.
I would play the witch in a heartbeat.
Oh, hell yeah.
My dream role is Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Now, I try to explain why Sweeney Todd is my favorite, and I don't know, but I think it might just be that I identify so much with the Mrs. Lovett character.
Yes,
right?
I can totally
and
see
what I
doing
love
that.
about Mrs. Lovett is she is a villain in the story, but she's also one of the heroes. Right? Like, you root for her for so long, and then you realize she's just as bad as everyone else. And I also love that about a show where all the characters are flawed and terrible, and really there's no happy ending.
That's another great role that you should play. I can't remember the name.
You just sit around watching Lifetime.
Listen, I should be your agent. I'm going to be on the phone saying, get her with Machine Gun Kelly and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the musical.
What did you look like as a kid? How'd you dress?
I look like a little tomboy. I look like, oh girl, I had like a little bowl cut, And
I had a bowl cut too.
Yes.
In middle school, they told me my head looked like a circumcised penis because I would part it down the middle, my little bowl cut in my head.
God.
And the curl in my hair would make it look like the head of a penis.
What? Circumcised penises are hot.
All
so
penises
that was their
are
way
hot.
of saying you look hot.
Yeah, thank you.
Like, who cares at the end of the day? We're all going to die anyway.
This is coming from someone who has, spent a long time of my life not really restricting myself beyond, but don't go too far into woman clothes during the day, right? Because I was worried for my safety, right? But I was getting called slurs walking down the street wearing unassuming outfits, right? I'm visibly queer. So if I'm going to get called slurs either way, I'm going to be dressed the way I want to fucking be dressed.
How you want to feel.
Here's the biggest thing everyone needs to understand. If you give someone the power to ban anything, you give someone the power to ban anything. If they ban anything, they can ban anything.
Right.
right? So right now, you might think it's in your interests, the things that they're banning. Great. Like, your transphobia will be your end when they ban you. Like, because, like, I mean,
it's like what I
who
said
meets
before.
their
What is
standards?
your end result?
Because
You're
they'll
not
change the
gonna change
rules as many
us.
times as they have
No.
to keep themselves safe. I mean, their leader doesn't operate by any moral code or sense of decorum, so they have no standards for themselves, but impossibly high standards for absolutely everyone else.
Exactly. And why are they so obsessed with us? I never think about them.
Because, I mean, look at how much more fun we have in life.
That's what I mean. I never think about you because I'm too busy over here. We're all being wonderful and fabulous and living our lives and having fun. I don't understand this.
How can you enjoy life when you're spending all your time actively thinking about how to ruin someone else's?
That's what I mean. They should be outlawed. They should be outlawed for being fucking
boring.
Just bleh. That's what the law needs to say. If you're bleh, you're arrested. Prison, behind bars, you're blanc. Don't be blanc. If you're blanc, you're fucked. Get the fuck out of here.
That's Kelly Mantle's New World Order.
Do you yodel?
High on the hill was a lonely good day. Let me,
Yes.
Let's yodelay, 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 tee-o, yodelay, tee-o, yodelay. I'm not very good at it, but
you're so good.
Yodelay, 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 tee-o, yodelay.
I love yodeling. Oh my God. So let's talk about music. I have to know these things. Are you a fan of Tori
Amos?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what good lesbian isn't? I went through, what was the album? You know, the one
These Little Earthquakes.
Happy Phantom, and if I die today, I'd be the happy and Leather was my favorite song.
Oh my God.
That album, like every good queer teenager, got me through the hardest times.
But can I be you for a while? My dog won't bite if you sit real still. Regina Spektor.
Yeah.
We have a mutual love for her. That's amazing.
Yeah. Another like singer-songwriter early on that I was just kind of like, well, here's the thing. From a young age, I've just realized I like music by women better.
I do too.
I have a hard time
I went to the original Lilith Fair. Can you believe that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
I know, right?
She was cast out of the garden, and I said, bitch, you really did that.
Your cover of Creep and the music video. That video is beautiful.
Thank you very much. That's one of my favorite music videos. Music videos are like a labor of love because there's no chance you're going to like recoup the money spent on a music video, right?
Exactly.
But that one was a very special one because Steve Willis, who directed that one and some other music videos for me, that's his house in the Catskills, and he invited all of his neighbors' kids to be in it, and so the kids are his neighbor kids, and the parents are their parents. And we basically just set up a birthday party, and I was a hired birthday clown. And it was, you know, I don't think you have to reach hard for the parallels of like feeling like a birthday clown.
It comes in through crystal clear and so subtle and beautiful at the same time, and the artistry, and then your voice on that song. I mean, the whole
that was all Steve.
Beautiful.
You know, I showed up and performed, but that was all good. Steve. And then another favorite music video is Cartoons and Vodka.
Oh, yeah.
And I love this not just because it's animated and the idea of the channel surfing and Jinkx being in all these iconic cartoons.
Yep.
It also, the head animator was my friend Mac, who I went to middle school with.
Shut up.
And
so
I've
cool.
had this really lovely blessing in my life that, like, I knew what I wanted to do at a young age. And I've met people along the way who also knew what they wanted to do at a young age. And it's like my friend Sam Lansky is an author now. And Mac is an animator. And I've got all these friends who are like, I'm like, what was in the water in Portland? Like
Right.
we're like the
Yes.
Xavier class of 2010 or something.
So good. I mean, there was something going on. It's the magic, honey. It's the witchery.
It's because we were allowed to be as weird as we needed to be.
Exactly. Do you know I read somewhere that your favorite word is Czechoslovakia?
It is. It's one of my favorite words to say.
And do you know one of my favorite words is Martina Navratilova? And she is originally from the former Czechoslovakia, so we have a lot in common there.
Czechoslovakia. Now I can't remember how to say it.
Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia?
The Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Right here on the Kelly Mantle Show. Do you do tongue twisters before you perform?
Greens, nothing but greens, parsley, peppers, cabbages, celery, asparagus, and watercress, and fiddle ferns, and lettuce. He said, all right. But it wasn't quite, because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. But I don't like traditional tongue twisters, because it's like, I went to acting school, and nothing's more obnoxious than an actor warming up. And it's like they would give us
bugs, buckets of black beards.
They would give us warm up time at the start of class, and some of us would just be, how I warm up. I'm like, just checking in with my voice. Other people would be walking around the room like, a ring-a-ding-dong, a ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-dong, a ring-a-ding-dong. Like, it's like, what are you warming up, babe?
Tooted the flute, tried to toot-a-toot-toot-tooters to toot. Said the toot to the tooters, and harder to toot-a-toot-a-toot-a-tooters to toot.
To sit in solemn silence on a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a sharp shock from a chippy chopper on a big black block. That's it.
I always thought, did Edgar Allan Poe write that? I'm like, where did this tongue twister come from? It's very Edgar Allan Poe.
Did you do, what did you do to die today?
What did you do to die today? What did you do to die today? I know. And you know what I always hated more than anything? And this might work for some actors, and bless you if it does, but I hated being in movement class, and they're like, okay, think of this character from this monologue as an animal. I'm like, bitch, I am not getting on all fours and crawling around on these dirty ass floors in acting class. So I was always a bird. I'd be like, caw! And I'm like, I'm not getting on that dirty floor.
My junior year of acting school. It was like all the seniors would be like, oh, you have Robin? Have you been a cat yet? And I'd be like, what? And they'd go, never mind. And then it was just like, okay, so I guess someday we're going to be cats. And then there was a day where she was leading us through like a breathing exercise, meditation. We're all laying flat on our backs on the floor, eyes closed, as our acting teacher goes, and now imagine your body begins to sprout fur, and your hands become paws. And literally, me and my fellow 21-year-old friends on all fours made a cat society in the span of 2 hours, while the teacher led us through building a society as cats, and then one of the cats died, and then we had to mourn the cat. But it's all of us college students going. And of course, once the waterworks start, then everyone had to start crying because then you're not a good actor if you're not crying.
Oh my God.
But then the boys who couldn't cry would get angry to be like, this is how I show that I have emotions. Meow, 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 meow. What did I pay that money for? And you know what? Wouldn't change a thing. Loved my college years.
I bet
fucking
you did.
loved it.
I fucking loved it so much. It's like forced performance art.
And now that's what I do for a living, right?
That's what you do. But
Thank
I was getting ready to
God.
say, the thing is, you are very cat-like. Like if I were playing Jinkx Monsoon in a biopic and they said, act out an animal, it would be a cat.
It's because I spend a lot of time with cats.
Well, yes. Yeah. You love pussy.
And cats are girls and dogs are boys.
Thank you. Hello. Even girl dogs are boys. They're trans boys.
According to the U.S. government.
Oh, do you know that my great-grandmother's name is Myrtle?
Oh,
Myrtle,
my cat Myrtle is just
so adorable.
I know everyone thinks their pet is special and more special, but
Myrtle is special. She's very pretty.
I've just had this really incredible experience with my mother recently. She told me I could talk about this. When I told her I was going to begin my medical transition, right? She's now known me as a non-binary person for like 10 years. She always struggled with the pronouns, like they, them, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. My brain just doesn't get it, right?
It's okay. Cher struggled with them too.
You know, I always understood that she was trying. And finally, when I said, I'm going to begin my medical transition, I said, so you really have to start getting my pronouns right because you're going to look crazy. And I kind of told her, you know, like just the way I felt about all of it. And out of nowhere, my mom goes, well, you know, I'm intersex. And I'm like, what? No, Mom, I do not know that you're intersex. Apparently, she found out a few years ago when she was at a doctor's visit that she has 2 ovaries and a testicle.
Oh my God.
Inside her. And she didn't tell anyone for a while. She sat on it for a few years.
Ba-boom.
And then, but when she told me, it was like she was kind of telling me, she was coming out to me as intersex. She had not told me yet. And then we together have been on this journey of kind of claiming our own gender.
Right.
My mom spent her whole life being told she was just screwed up, right? You know, because of her life experiences, because of early life trauma. And yes, that was a part of it. But also, they just didn't even know what was going on inside her because we don't even acknowledge that intersex people exist.
So that brought a relation between you two that you could see eye to eye on, and she probably never even thought of it before.
Yeah, well, she's grumpy with the fact that she spent her whole life being told she was some kind of defective female when her hormones are a result of her being intersex, but no one ever knew because we don't consider that.
No.
And so now she's kind of like, well, if I had known this about myself, who would I be today? What would choices? And all of a sudden, she gets my pronouns right all the time, right? She has no problem with my new name.
Right.
She is so supportive, and she's always wanted to be, but there's always been this kind of like mental block because she could not probably see how even though she doesn't identify as trans, she too has been a prisoner of gender.
Right.
And I mean, I would love for everyone to suddenly find out they're intersex, and then maybe we could.
Well, you know, I mean,
but that's not going to happen. But I'm just trying
to. Recently, where they're trying to put the regulations on our gender, and then it said they made a mistake or aborted it, like
conceived male. At conception, and no one is male at conception.
I love
so
it.
according
like,
to the U.S., because when you cut education and when you tell people the scientists are the enemy, then you fucking shoot yourself. And fascists are idiots. Just remember that.
Complete idiots. I mean, ignorance is an infectious disease that seeps into the minds of people going through the monotonous motions of their existence, and I am absolutely fed up and sick of it.
Yeah.
We have been here before, we fought this war before, and we will prevail again, honey. We will keep prevailing.
There was a time when it was illegal to do drag. There was a time where it was illegal to be publicly homosexual.
Honey. I mean, Alexandra Billings tells stories about, living in Chicago, trans, and getting arrested twice or multiple times for wearing women's garments.
And did that stop her? No, she's still here.
Absolutely
she's still
not.
trans.
Fierce.
And, did prohibition stop people from drinking? Fuck no. All it does is force us into the shadows.
That's what I don't understand their end result.
We can't be forced back into the shadows because have you ever tried to take a drag queen out of a spotlight?
Hello.
Try moving Ginger Minge out of the center of the stage and tell me how it goes.
And I am telling you, I'm not going.
As she would.
Girl, I'm serious. It's so true, though. It's just like, what is their end result? Do you honestly think that all this preaching and all these lawmaking and all this stuff is I'm gonna wake up one day and go, oh, okay, you're right. I'm a cis straight white male. Then what are you gonna do with me? If I want to come to your
I'm already
your
infertile.
I know. I'm like, so what is your end result? I'm already infertile, honey. Your love for the Divine Miss M. I love her Sophie jokes. My boyfriend Ernie said, left me for another woman.
Without Bette Midler, there would be no Jinkx Monsoon.
I mean, the comparison and the relation and...
First time I did drag, I didn't even try. I just smiled like this.
Exactly. Exactly. What did you think of Renee Zellweger's performance as Judy?
I loved that film.
It was amazing.
I really love Renee Zellweger as an actress. She's, I haven't seen her whole breadth of work, but I think what she did in Chicago was brilliant. I think what she did as Judy was brilliant. I think she's got a lovely singing voice. I think it's really easy to relate to Renee Zellweger somehow, It
really is. Well, she's so subtle with her choices that she makes and stuff, and it's just brilliant to see. I mean, I thought she played Judy so perfectly, like under and over, like at all the right
My favorite
times.
part of the whole film, and the part I related to the most, and I've had vocal issues at points in my life where I wasn't taking care of myself, right? And when she's in that doctor's office and the doctor asks her to sing, but she's not on stage and she hasn't got the adrenaline and she looks at him like, you want me to sing here now like this? Kind of like I don't know how to do that. And she looks frightened and then she can barely sing a note, right? And that's like when you're kind of in the throes of addiction and you convince yourself that you can't do it without.
Interesting.
When you're in the middle of the day sober and someone's like, sing us a little song, and you're like,
oh wow.
I had already quit drinking by the time I saw that film, but I could relate so hard to that panic of they're gonna find out I'm a fraud. They're gonna find out that I only can do it if I'm out of my mind, But the biggest thing I had to learn in life is that there's other ways to get there.
You're Little Edie, you're Judy. All of those Snatch Game characters are, they're so brilliant. I mean, they're just absolutely brilliant. Do you still watch the show?
Oh, yeah.
Do you? Who are some of your favorite Snatch Gamers since then?
Who's been some of my favorites? You know what? I kind of lived for Nymphia's Jane Goodall. It was terrible, but also it was if it wasn't. Here's the thing about Snatch Game is it's not just about finding the impersonation you can do. It's also what impersonation works for Snatch Game.
Right.
What character can get a joke out in a sentence, right? If you need a whole monologue to get your joke out, it's probably gonna...
No, honey, you gotta have the punchlines.
Right, but if we're just talking impersonations, right? I really loved... I loved Melania. I loved... Dayla, of course, and I love that Dayla and I are two-time winners, along with Ginger Minj.
Yes.
What a fun little trio we are.
I love that. So the three of you have won Snatch Game twice. Yeah. I love that.
Right? I believe
cool.
so, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I also love Lucy DeLuca's Joan Rivers was so good.
I loved Bob's... Uzo Aduba. And then I was like, I'm going to hate her Carol Channing. And then it was perfect.
It was perfect.
Right? It was perfect. And the only reason I thought I was going to hate it is because I loved you and Carol Channing. Jam today, jam yesterday. But never have a jam today.
Jam today. Jam today. She's so fucking kooky and brilliant. I just live for her. And I love when she's driving by in the car with the champagne glass.
What's this movie? Oh, it's a crazy Skidoo, Carol Channing film where she's she plays...
in that one, where it's Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. She's
well, have you seen Skidoo, though? I've only seen clips. It's it ends with it's not a musical, but it ends with a musical number.
Well, it's Carol Channing, darling. So you have Pirates of Penzance coming. I had to for a minute.
Are you going to come see it?
Hell yeah, I want to come see it. Pirates of Penzance, but you know what I want to come see? Carnegie fucking Hall. Girl, Valentine's Day. Thank you for coming to the Kelly Mantle Show.
No,
Girl.
I can't wrap my mind around it. You know,
I can't wrap my mind around it. It's amazing.
The only way that I kind of like get through thinking about it is knowing that I've hired a really wonderful team. It's a lot of the people I work with for the Jinkx and Dela holiday show, including Dela, who is co-writing and directing with me. Major Scale's going to be part of the orchestra. Will Van Dyke is my music director. He was my music director for Little Shop of Horrors, and we hit it off. So he actually, what's really sweet is he asked me if he could be my music director in this, and I'm like, enthusiasm
That's amazing.
Can win the race, buddy.
How do you choose a set list for Carnegie Hall?
Well,
like you just...
It's been an arduous process
I
because
bet.
both Dela and I, well, I'm a Virgo. Dela's a Libra with a Virgo cusp.
Oh,
so it takes us a long time to make decisions. And even once we make decisions, then they're still in flux until basically opening night. But no, we've compiled a set list that nods to the fact that it's on Valentine's Day, but doesn't let that be the only thing. Because, you know, I'm guaranteed one show at Carnegie Hall right now. And I want to make it... We're doing the evening as if we get one night at Carnegie Hall. Let's put on the best fucking show we've ever conceived. So and
then you have Sketchy Queens on Wow Presents Plus.
Yeah, I after this I go to the premiere party tonight for season 2. It took us a long time to get season 2 out because there were various strikes and world disasters.
World disasters. Well, the other thing too, are you going to do the Anything Goes? Because I know that got postponed or canceled or something because of the.
You know, at this point it was canceled.
Was it?
Unfortunately, due
I want
to
to see you do Anything
Goes.
Goes.
Well.
In olden
I'm not dead yet.
Normally we do wordplay, but today I want to do the 10 questions by Bernard Pivot that host James Lipton would ask every guest on Inside the Actors Studio.
Okay.
Have you ever done this before?
No, I'm really excited.
Oh, no way.
Are you going to do a James Lipton voice?
I don't know. How did he talk? Did he talk like this?
I can't.
Hello, I'm James Lipton, and this is Inside the Actors Studio.
All right, hit me with your best shot. Can I ask you a question first?
Absolutely.
What's a Kelly Mantle?
A Kelly Mantle is something that lies within space and time, where time is timeless and space is spaceless, and age and dates and years are just numbers and fears inching towards our death. And so you subscribe to delusion.
So it's not like a mantle painted Kelly green, because that was my
It's that too. I was trying to make it poetic, but it's just a dirty old mantle above the fireplace. It's rustic. It's a new rustic.
Kelly green.
You can find it on Home and Garden. Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I love this. What is your favorite word?
I'm going to update it and say Kevorkian.
It goes from Czechoslovakian to Kevorkian.
I don't know.
This should tell you everything that this
K-sounds are funny.
I love it. Kevorkian.
K-sounds are funny. That's the first thing they teach you.
They really are.
Fuck.
What is your least favorite word?
Oh, I have a few. I hate the word toot.
Oh.
I hate the word crisp. What's the other one, Sky, that I told you to stop saying around me? It was just last night. It wasn't toot. No, not Wumbo.
Wumbo?
That's right. Wumbo from SpongeBob. I like Wumbo.
It
was another word I hate.
What about moist?
You know, it's like moist because so many people hate it. It has been inundated on me so much that now I'm indifferent to it.
I kind of like it. I know. I'm kind of owning it.
But really hate toot.
Toot. Now, wait, isn't there a queen on the new season of Drag Race named Tootsie Scooter or something?
Susie Toot.
Susie Toot.
And I like Susie Toot. Hate the last name.
Hate the name. What turns you on?
Well, literally.
I thought you were going to say licorice.
Literally, tall men with long hair and big feet, hairy armpits.
I can totally see you dating Jim Morrison back in the day. Yes.
I like. Do you know who Blake Anderson is?
I do.
He's not tall, but he'll do.
Blake Anderson.
Oh, what about you know who Adam Driver? That's like a body type that turns me on.
That's what turns you on?
Eric Andre is also a man who turns me on because humor turns me on.
Exactly.
And personality. So what turns me on is the bad boys, but what keeps me there is the sweethearts.
She likes the bad boys.
I like a sweetheart with a bad boy rising.
Playing video games.
Playing video games.
What turns you off?
Bad breath.
A bad breath?
Bad breath.
Oh,
but you know
God.
what? In the old days, it would have been my responsibility with snuff to just not smell it. But we can't talk about that because keep going with your questions.
I was like, wait, what? So you can't smell...
No, I'll tell you the costume history lesson next time. Go on with your questions.
What is your favorite curse word? Really?
Yeah, because I was late in life. I had never heard the word until I went to the UK, and then I never stopped
That's
hearing
astonishing. No one's ever said that.
Well, because everyone was too polite around me, I guess.
I love that. I like a compound cuss word. I like shit, goddamn, motherfuck. Like you just throw them all
I do
in.
love a classic fuck.
Yes, or cocksucker.
And, God damn it!
Son of a bitch! Cocksucking son of a bitch. Let's just curse.
They're all good.
Bleep, bleep. What sound or noise do you love?
Pool balls clicking together.
Oh, I love that.
High heels on like a smooth concrete floor.
Yes.
And ice in a rocks glass with some whiskey, and the ice is like crackling and breaking, and you're swirling it. Those are my favorite sounds. I think about this a lot.
You're a lady of the night.
Thank you.
I love that. What sound or noise do you hate?
Bathroom fans.
Oh.
Fire alarms that need their batteries replaced so they beep periodically.
Yes.
Because then it's like I sit there waiting for the beep. It's like it's the beep becomes part of my like routine. Conservatives.
Love that. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
There was a time when I wanted to be an English teacher. I don't want that anymore. I think all I want now is to either own like a flower shop or a pastry shop or something. What I want is a Victorian house where the ground floor is my shop and then I live above. And I just never have to leave my house.
I love that. What profession would you not like to do?
President. You know, people like have been saying, Jinkx for president.
Jinx
like
for
whenever I like
president,
speak my mind, I'm like, God fucking no, because that would be the end of all this. Like me being able to, like I have to dissent.
Right.
Like my power is not in leading, it's in criticizing.
Exactly. I would love to see you in all the display of it, but not the reality of what you have to go through with it, you know. If heaven exists, or in our case, whatever you want heaven to be, what would you like to hear the goddess say when you arrive at the entrance?
That'll do, pig.
Yes, that'll do, pig.
Then I'll know I'm in the right place for me.
Exactly. You are amazing. I'm just so thankful that you graced us with your presence today.
I'm really grateful that you asked for my presence.
Where are you off to next?
Sketchy Queen's premiere.
Oh, that's right. You're in a beautiful cocktail gown, a beautiful
I'll
cocktail
change,
dress.
but anyway, I have to dress much sluttier
I
for
love
that.
this is wonderful.
Thank you. Then I go to New York to live in New York for basically the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year.
I really love living in New York as an actress. When I've lived in New York as a drag queen, not as fun, but as an actress,
It's amazing.
they treat you different.
It's that equity thing, honey.
There's something about. I'll walk down the street and the bodega people will be like, "Have a good show, Miss Monsoon," and I'm like, "What is this?"
And it's absolutely
Thanks, Charlie.
amazing.
Oh, hi, hello.
Have my regular waiting for me after the show. I'll pick it up on the way back to the boudet.
Call me when tulips are in season, Charlie. You know how I love tulips in my dressing room.
Oh, where have you been, Charlie?
Where have you been?
Thank you so much for
You're
joining us
welcome.
here in the Kelly Mantle Studio.
The bonus
Join us
content is
next
behind
time.
a paywall.
And if you want to find Jinkx Monsoon, go to Broadway.com. We love you. She owns it. She owns the stocks and the bonds of Broadway.com now. We love you. Goodbye. Thank you so much. You're gorgeous. I love you.
Bye.
Shigga boo 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 boo.